What if everything you thought you knew about motivating neurodivergent behaviors was wrong? What if actually was making things harder? We've been told that if a child isn't doing what they are told, we just need a bigger carrot or a harder stick. But for neurodivergent kids, reward charts aren't just ineffective, they can be damaging. Hi, I'm Izabela Doyle. I'm a neurodivergent family coach and I help overwhelmed parents of ADHD and autistic kids move away from the power struggle and bring calm back into their home. If you are parenting a neurodivergent child who feels everything deeply, reacts quickly, goes from calm to overwhelmed in seconds, you are in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I share neuro-affirming, practical parenting strategies here on this channel every week. And today we are moving beyond the one-size-fits-all approach to behavior. And we will explore collaborative and proactive parenting approach developed by Dr. Greene, the author of Explosive Child, to help you foster genuine lasting change by reframing challenges not as defiance, but as lagging skills and problem your child has with expectations of day-to-day life. Let's talk about rewards charts. If you are watching this, you've likely tried them all: stickers, pointers, tokens, or that ultimate prize at the end of the week. And at first, they might actually work. Your child complies for a day, maybe even a week. But then the system collapses, the behaviors falls apart, or the reward has to get bigger and bigger until you essentially negotiating a hostage situation every day. Most parents think they are using the charts wrong, but here's the truth. Reward system fail because they are built on a fundamentally wrong assumption. The assumption is my child can do this. They are just choosing not to. This is the motivation myth. It treats a child who is struggling as if they are simply being manipulative or unmotivated or simply lazy. Rewards are designed for someone who has the ability but needs just that little push. But for many neurodivergent kids, the issue isn't willingness, it's capacity. If your child had the skills to meet the expectation consistently, to manage those frustrations, to shift gears, or to stay regulated, they wouldn't need a sticker to do it. They would be just doing it. Rewards don't build skills, they just rent behavior. And the second the reward disappears or the stress gets too high, the behavior that we try to foster disappears with it. This is why this system collapses under stress. When the nervous system tips into overload, motivation vanishes. Not because they don't care, but because stress shuts down their access to skills. And when they rely on rewards, we unintentionally sending the message, you should be able to do this already. When they can, they don't feel unmotivated, they feel ashamed. And shame is ultimate motivation killer. Another problem, rewards pull our attention to the outcome instead of what's actually making the task hard. Is it task initiation? Is it emotional overwhelm? Is it difficulty shifting from one activity to another? A reward chart can answer those questions. It just skips them altogether. This is how kids end up unfairly labeled as lazy or defiant, unmotivated, when in reality they are working overtime just to stay afloat. It also turns your relationship into transaction. Collaboration becomes, I will do this if you give me that. That doesn't build internal motivation. It builds negotiation fatigue, a feeling that they are valued only when they perform. Up until now, most of us have been taught one core belief about behavior. Kids do well if they want to. This applies that if a child isn't meeting your expectation, they just don't care enough, they're not trying hard enough, or they're simply choosing not to. So naturally, our response is more pressure, more consequences, and more rewards to push that motivation. But Dr. Greene, through decades of research into explosive behaviors, offers a mantra that changes everything. Kids do well if they can. Let that sink in. Kids do well if they can. Not if they are motivated enough, not if the reward is good enough, simply if they can. This is the paradigm shift. Behavior stops being a character issue and starts being a skill issue. Here's the reality. Your child genuinely prefers to do well. They prefer success over failure and connection over punishment. If your child could stay calm when frustrated or handle a sudden change in plans, they would. When they aren't meeting expectation, it isn't defiance. It's underdeveloped skills. We are talking about things like flexibility and adaptability, frustration tolerance, problem solving, and emotional regulation. This explains why your child might be fine on Tuesday but completely fall apart on Wednesday. Skills aren't always evenly available. Stress, fatigue, or sensory overload drain that capacity. That isn't manipulation, it's a nervous system running out of fuel. This reframing removes the blame from both of you. Your child isn't broken and you haven't failed. You've just been trying to solve a skill problem with motivation tools. So if trying to solve those problems on your own through rewards, consequences, pressure, or reminders isn't actually helping, what do we do instead? We stop doing things to our kids and start doing things with them. That shift alone changes the entire dynamic in your family. You are moving towards how do we figure it out together as a team. And this isn't conversation you have in the middle of a meltdown. Nothing good happens there. This is a calm, proactive conversation when everyone's nervous system is settled and the goal is understanding and not winning. Think of it as a 3-step problem-solving conversation that turns recurring battle into shared problem solving. Step 1 is gathering information. This step is critical and it's the one most of us parents skip because we cannot solve a problem we don't actually really truly understand. So instead of starting with instructions or reminders, we start with an observation. Something non-judgmental, matter of fact. For example, I've noticed that you have a hard time turning off your tablet when it's time to come for dinner. And then it comes the most important part. Tell me about it. That's it. No lecture, no hints, no warning about consequences, no solutions. Your only goal here is to understand what their experience is. And this can feel uncomfortable at first, because you have to slow down, you have to listen, stay curious. You resist the urge to correct, explain, or fix things. If they say, I just need to finish this level, you don't respond with, well, you've had plenty of time. You might say instead, oh, finishing the level feels really important. Tell me more. You are drilling gently into details. Is it about losing progress? Is it about not knowing when dinner will actually be served? Is it about being pulled away suddenly and switching the task they've been really deeply focused on? There is always a reason, even if your child struggles to explain it clearly at first. And this step isn't about agreeing, it's about understanding. Once you genuinely understand their side, then and only then it's your turn. This is where you put your concerns on the table, not as a boss, not as an authority, but as a team member, as another human in the room. You are explaining the why behind that expectation. For example, the thing is, I'm worried that when dinner runs late, you don't get to bed on time, and then you're tired in the morning and you don't have energy to learn and play, and that's important. Or I'm concerned that the food will get cold and you don't like cold food, so I have to throw it away, and that means I'm wasting money I could be spending on something we really would like to do together as a family. Notice what this is not about. It's not about respect. It's not about obedience. It's not about because I said so. It's about real world concerns, health, safety, learning, family connection, the real impact this might have on your child and the family. And just as importantly, you are not dismissing your child's concerns in order to state yours. Both matter. Now, for the first time, the whole problem is on the table. The final step is the invitation to solve it together. This is where things really shift. Instead of announcing a solution, you might say, I wonder if there is a way for you to finish the level so you don't lose your progress, and for the food not to get cold and wasted. Do you have any ideas? And yes, you give your child the first shot at coming up with a solution. Not because they're in charge, but because involvement builds ownership. Their ideas might not be perfect. They won't be perfect. They might need refining. They might not work the first time. And that's okay. Your role is to help shape the idea into something that's realistic, meaning your child can actually do it, and mutually satisfactory, meaning it addresses both of your concerns. So the solution might be a warning before dinner. Maybe it's a visual timer. Maybe it's choosing stopping point together. Maybe it's for your child to finish that level and then for you to serve the dinner. What matters is this: you are not aiming for a quick fix just for tonight. You are aiming for a solution that prevents this problem from showing up again tomorrow. And here is what I want you to notice. This process does far more than just get dinner on the table. Every time you have this kind of problem-solving conversation, your child is practicing all those important skills: flexibility, adaptability, emotional regulation, perspective taking, problem solving. Not through lectures, not through consequences, but through experience. Think about what happens in those 3 steps we just talked about. By talking about their problems and frustrations, your child learns how to identify and put their own internal struggle into words. While listening to your concerns, they learn perspective taking, helping them see that other people have different points of views and different needs too. And finding solution step is a literal workout for prefrontal cortex, practicing how to brainstorm and evaluate if a solution is actually realistic and mutually satisfactory. These aren't just parenting tips, they are brain-building exercises. Many of the global skills our neurodivergent kids struggle with, like frustration tolerance and adaptability, cannot be taught through lecture or sticker charts. They are enhanced by the act of collaboration and problem solving. The goal here isn't just a behavior change, even though that comes too. It's a brain change. And that is a gift that lasts way longer after the reward chart would have ended up in the bin. And if you are ready to start but aren't sure which skills your child is currently struggling with or what problems you need to solve first, I've linked a parent's guide to proactive parenting in the description of this video. It's a great discussion guide to help you shift your lens and identify exactly where your child needs support. If this reframing helped you breathe a little easier today, please hit the like button and subscribe. I share neuroaffirming practical parenting strategies here every single week to help you bring calm back to your home too. I'm Izabela Doyle, Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.